What's up, guys? This is Ray. Welcome to Asian Films, and we're here to talk about the 2018 Japanese film Colors of Wind. Colors of Wind was directed by My Sassy Girl director Kwak Jae-Young, and it stars Furukawa, Yuki, and Fujii Takemi. So from what I understand, Colors of Wind actually debuted in 2017 at film festivals, but it actually premiered in Japan in 2018. So that's why I kind of label it as a 2018 film, because it's the year which I would have possibly been able to watch it in the theaters. So Colors of Wind, the story, it's about this couple, Ryo and Yuri. And one day Yuri dies, but before she dies, she kind of tells Ryo that there's this girl who looks exactly like her who's living a happier life in Hokkaido. Now Ryo, well, recently he's been a recluse of sorts, so he's finally getting back on his feet, finally able to join the outside world. He picks up hobbies like magic. He goes to this magic bar in which the master of the bar is Takenaka Naoto. But eventually he gets inspired to visit Hokkaido and seek out this mystery woman. And so he does, and he finds this mystery woman, and this mystery woman is named Aya. Upon meeting Aya, she reveals to him that he looks exactly like her boyfriend who had passed away, named Ryu. So here starts this kind of romantic drama, mystery of sorts, trying to figure out, who's really who, what's really happening, what makes it kind of not confusing, what kind of plays around with the audience a little bit is that both Ryo and Ryu are played by Furukawa Yuki, and Aya and Yuri are both played by Fujii Takemi. So as far as the positives of Colors of Wind, I genuinely like the story, the progression of the sequence of events that it takes you. I think this story featured enough mystery to have me intrigued. I also like the usage of magic, or more specifically, stage magic. Stage magic plays a predominant theme with this movie, and overall just gives it a lot more personality, so that way it won't seem like your typical run-of-the-mill romantic drama. Like as I mentioned earlier, Ryo frequents this magic-themed bar. He also picks up magic as a hobby and eventually becomes better and better, learns more and more difficult tricks, and eventually accumulates a following. And also his lookalike, Ryu, was also a famous magician. And before he passed away, he was in the middle of this very dangerous magic trick that would have threatened his life. I also enjoy the music. I think the music did a great job at keeping the atmosphere, keeping the mood, and also making everything feel quite somber. And of course, this movie, since part of the story is Ryo seeking out this girl in Hokkaido, we get plenty of beautiful shots of Hokkaido, more specifically in the winter. A lot of the story takes place during the winter. And, it makes me want to just go to Hokkaido and visit. I've visited there once or twice before, and it's a beautiful place, especially during the winter. There are a lot of, it's very snowy, of course, but there are a lot of cool sights to see in any time of the year. And last but not least, Takenaka Naoto. He plays the master of the bar which Ryo frequents. He's always a spotlight stealer. I absolutely love him. Every time he's in movies, he's always cheesy as all hell, but he's kind of tamed in this movie. But, regardless of if he's tamed or if he's acting serious or if he's acting like a goofball, like how I know and love him, I always enjoy watching him. As far as the negatives are concerned, well, quite frankly, I thought the characters were just boring. I mean, for example, you take the main guys, Ryo and Ryu, they talk in this very dry and emotionless tone, very flat tone that doesn't rise and fall with any kind of emotions throughout the entirety of the story. And you get Yuri and Aya, and they were both a little bit better than Ryo and Ryu. I think they had a bit more to like about them, but overall, when you put the guys and the girls together, there was little to no chemistry. It was kind of awkward, or not even awkward. Everything just seemed forced. Like, there's supposed to be romantic tension happening between the guy and the girl, but I don't know, because of the dry tones that the guys would often take, you just don't feel any of that chemistry, any of that romantic tension at all. And then you have Aya's brother, who's apparently on the spectrum, and he's in a wheelchair, and he spends most of his life in this hospital where they treat him. And I don't know, he kind of turns into the de facto comic relief of this movie. And as someone, in the past, I have taught autistic students, and as someone who has experience interacting with many autistic folks in the past, I felt that this portrayal of an autistic person was kind of horrendous, to be frank. And even after fulfilling his purpose, he literally just gets wheeled off the screen and they don't even mention him ever again. He just kind of gets forgotten, and it's kind of a shame. And the movie is overly sappy. I mean, like, granted, I do enjoy the music. I do enjoy where the story goes. However, I thought it went the extra mile to try to bring out those tears from you. But, you know, I think because, you know, even no matter how hard they tried, nothing really seems to work because of the lack of chemistry, as I mentioned earlier, between the two leads. And no, I just wasn't feeling any of it. A thing that I also wasn't feeling was, you know, I want to say it's the twist of it all. You know, when, at the start of the movie, it got me intrigued when it brought along this idea of doppelgangers. That's why you have two guys who look alike, you have two girls that look alike. And I was like, okay, maybe they're going for this, for some kind of fantastical element. I think that's, you know, it grabbed me from that point. But then, you know, this is a little bit of a spoiler, but eventually you kind of get introduced to the fact that it's not actually a fantastical thing that's happening. It's more in the realm of mental health issues and coincidences. And once they reveal all that, I don't know, it just felt a little less intriguing. But overall, what do I have to say about Colors of Wind? You know, if you're looking for a tearjerker, something, you know, something that's overly sappy. You know, I know a lot of people who just go out of their way to look for the sappiest romantic dramas that they could find, and this is definitely one of them. It goes the extra mile to try to bring out those tears, but like I said, some of you may be turned off by the lack of chemistry between the two leads, but at the same time, you get two pretty faces to look at, both in Furukawa Yuki and Fujii Takemi. I mean, they're both good-looking actors. I'm pretty sure they have their respective fan bases. But overall, as a romantic drama, you know, a one that's supposed to make me cry, I honestly wasn't feeling. And you know, to be honest, I don't even know why this movie is called Colors of Wind. Nothing in the story has anything to do with wind or with colors. I mean, there's a lot of ice. You know, I think ice plays the more predominant theme if you're talking about natural elements. This movie should have been called, I don't know, Color of Ice, Feeling of Ice, or something with ice, not wind. So that's kind of misleading. It's a small thing, but for me, it's a bit misleading. But yes, those are my thoughts on Colors of Wind. What did you guys think? Please let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. And if you really did my content, please know you can support Asian Films through Patreon from as little as $1. And yeah, that's about it for me, guys. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you all again in the next video. Take it easy, everyone.